Hey, what's going on, guys? Got another solo hardcore TDM chem strike for you. This time I go 47-4 on Overlord, running around the Honey Badger, as you can see. And I'm gonna be honest, the competition I faced in this game wasn't the greatest, compared to most. And I don't know, just sort of happened to have a good gameplay, because regardless of the competition, you still got to stay alive and put in the work. And I kind of caught them in a couple spawn traps. It just sort of happens because of the way my teammates were camping an area and shit like that. And I don't know, I thought it was kind of weird how in the beginning of the game, 3 kills into it, a fucking oracle was going off. Like, I didn't understand that. It happened a lot that night, and it didn't only happen to me either. So I don't know what the hell's going on. And for all you nerds out there, like, oh, he's hacking, here's the proof, report him, call Xbox, blah blah blah, fuck you. If I was cheating, I sure as hell wouldn't upload this gameplay. But anyways, getting into the topic at hand, into the the run and gun series that I've done or been doing. The next step that you need in order to become a good run and gunner in hardcore is your reaction time. It has to be damn good, because once you feel that your vision is good enough to where you're able to determine who's on the head glitch and who's sitting in the corner of ghillie suits and shit like that, and then once you feel that your shot's good enough, and you're starting to pick people off on the head glitch across map, obviously the next logical thing is your reaction time has to be on point. Your reflexes, or whatever the fuck else you want to call them, because you only have those initial couple seconds to react to kill him. Now, granted that you have more time on the one, because a lot of people on the one aren't that great compared to the competition on 360, but every once in a while you're gonna run into people that know what the fuck they're doing, or at least has some sense to them. Now, once you start playing against good people, you only have that initial second or two to kill them. Otherwise, you'll be getting your ass kicked all the time. Now, you're close to having a good reaction time is when you're seeing them, you're aiming down sights, but then you're 1 second off from shooting your gun and you're dying. That's when you're close to having a good reaction time. Now, it's obviously, to me, there's only a couple things you can do, or really one, but a lot of people would say buy a SCUF controller. Now, I don't have a SCUF. I just use the standard controller that comes with the Xbox. And I know SCUF's a big thing now, the pros and blah blah blah, all that bullshit, right? And because on the SCUF, for those of you that don't know, they have those trigger stops and all that, so they make the triggers real sensitive, so they reduce the response time from the controller to the Xbox. You know what I mean? So it doesn't take as long for it to respond to your actions. Now, obviously I'm not going to spend the money on a fucking controller, because I'm managed without it. So you can easily manage without it too. So obviously the logical, or pretty much the only thing that I know you can do to increase it is to increase your sensitivity. Now, like I've always said, I've always played on highest sensitivity. I think the highest you can go in Ghost is 18, but the highest sensitivity that I've played with on Ghost is 16. But coming back over from playing Titanfall, I had to lower it down to a 13, because it fucked it all up playing that game. Now, I know a lot of people play on, I don't know, 4, 5, and 6 and all that, and a lot of pros play like on a 4 and whatnot, because they want better accuracy. That makes sense. But if you want to become a good runner gunner in hardcore, to me, I think having a high sensitivity is a must, because I believe it does improve your reaction time, especially when people are sitting in corners and you haven't run by them and you just want to turn on them and shit like that. But also because I'm constantly checking my corners whenever I'm running around, especially when I go into buildings and come around bushes and shit like that. So in some of the videos you see me like coming down the doorway and I look left and right real quick. That's how fast I'm able to check my corners. And that's another important thing why you need to increase it. So not only you run into a building, you check your corners left and right, but then you got someone shooting at you across the room. Having a high sensitivity, not only are you able to check your corners, but at the same time you're able to at least have that chance to react to the guy that's shooting at you. So that's why, or another reason why it's important to have a high sensitivity. And also, like I was saying before, like let's say you check your corner, or let's say you just ran, you didn't check your corner, and you just so happen and there's a guy shooting at you that's sitting in that corner. Like you're going to be able to turn on him so fucking fast and at least have that chance to kill him. It's happened so many times. I've done it to people and they get so pissed off. That's what's pretty funny about doing it. But you know, those are just some of the reasons why you need to do it. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, like, if you're playing on a 4 to make that big ass fucking step to go to 10, because that's way too much. You're not gonna be able to adjust to it right away. And you know, because just that slight fucking touch of the joystick, you know, you're gonna be spinning circles. So, you know, gradually build it over time. You know, have a little bit of common sense to it. So if you're on a 4, go to like a 6 or, you know, shit like that, and just gradually get used to it. Now, you know, if you want to go to a 4 to a 5, I mean, obviously it's not going to make that big of a difference, but go from like a 4 to like a 7, or, you know, things like that. And, you know, if you don't want to go in the pubs to test it because you're too worried about your KD ratio and all that shit, then just stick to private match against the bots. Because if you really want to challenge and you really want to work on your reaction time, play against the bots, put them on the highest difficulty as you can, because those fucking things, once they see you, you're practically dead. So you only have like that first second or two to react to kill them, because otherwise you're gonna be getting harassed against the bots and you're just gonna like, fuck this is embarrassing, I'm done. So if you really want to challenge, you really want to work on it, private match against the bots on high difficulty. Because trust me, that's just gonna piss you off. And if you don't want to do that, obviously you can always go and play against the whole squad war shit and work on your reaction time and whatnot. And then, you know, gradually, once you feel that you're comfortable enough to where, you know, you feel that you adjusted to the high sensitivity, go in the pubs, try it out and see how it goes. If it doesn't work, you know, let's say you go from a 4 to a 7 and you feel like it's too high, then drop it down to a 4 to a 6. And you know what I mean? And once you adjust, you feel comfortable to it, and then you can try, you know, progressing into like a 6 to an 8. You know what I mean? So just increase, you know, continually increase it over time. So that's the biggest thing you can do to help your reaction time. And then obviously, if you don't want a scuff controller, and then I don't know, sometimes you gotta check your controller of the triggers, because sometimes like gunk and shit gets built up in there, or maybe you just need to buy a new controller. Like if you don't want a scuff, just buy another standard controller, and just, yeah, like that should help also. So yeah guys, as you see, the gameplay is coming to an end. Hopefully this commentary was helpful and, you know, did make some sense to you. If you have any questions or anything, as always, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, till next time guys, peace.